Hello and welcome to Creating with Colleen, where I will teach you what to do. I may teach you what not to do, but I promise to teach you something. Today I'm going to show you one of Stampin' Up's most versatile tools. It is called the envelope punch board, and it can be used for all types of treats, making all kinds of envelopes in different sizes for different card sizes, and also a very pretty box. I'm going to show you how to use that too. So when you're making an envelope, you're going to look up the size of your card. So here our standard card is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and you are going to cut a piece of designer paper or whatever you want to use for your envelope, 8 by 8, and you're going to score it at 3 1/2. Now on the envelope punch board, it has this great little scoring tool on the side. So what I'm going to do, I have an 8 by 8 piece of designer paper, and again I am going to score it at the 3 1/2 mark. So I'm at 3 1/2, I punch, and then I score. There's a little groove right here, so if you put your scoring tool up here and pull down, you will be able to make that mark. Now that's the only time I measure. Everything else is going to be working off of existing score lines. So I'm going to rotate my paper, and there is a score guide here. I'm going to put my score line with that score guide. I'm going to punch, score, do it again, punch, score, and one more time, punch, score. And that's pretty much the basis for my envelope. But what's really nice is with your envelope punch board, you also have a corner rounder right here. So I can take all these sharp edges and corner round my corners. So now I'm just going to take the score lines, fold on all my score lines, and I can actually make an envelope that would open from the top or from the bottom, like that. So what I will do is I will take my adhesive, put it on my bottom flap. I'm going to fold these in, fold this up, and there I have a perfect envelope. And this one's a little busy, so you can always just take a label, put your mailing information on here and on the top. So it will make all different size envelopes with that. But if you want to give it as a gift, you may want to make a box for your cards. So it kind of uses the same measurements here, but it's a little bit of a rule of thumb. In order to make a box for the standard cards that are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, I'm going to take this paper measurement and I'm going to add 1 1/4 inches to that. So instead of 8 by 8, I will have a piece of paper, and I'm going to use cardstock because it's heavier, that is 9 1/4 by 9 1/4. And then instead of starting my score line at 3 1/2, I add 1/8 inch to that 3 1/2. So I'm going to score at 3 5/8. So this is my 9 1/4 square, and I'm going to put it at 3 5/8, which is right there. I'm going to punch, and I'm going to score. Now I need the side to the box. So to make it about 1 inch thick, I'm going to move down 1 more inch. So that was 3 5/8. I'm going to go to 4 5/8, and I will punch and score. That's the only measuring I do. I'm going to do the same concept as the envelope, working off the score guide, but I will be working off of 2 score lines. So I'm going to punch, score, move it again, punch, oops, a little wonky there. Okay, punch, score, punch, score, and then one more time. Punch, score, punch, and score. So that is going to give me the box with the sides, and I will do the same thing here. I want to round my corners. Okay. So now I'm going to take my box, and I'm just going to fold it up on all those score lines, 2 on each side. And here again, I can make a box that would open from the top, or I can do a box that would open this way. So I'm going to do it where it's horizontal. And so I'm going to leave these little tabs here on the bottom. I'm just going to cut this like this. And then these little tabs right here in the top, since this is the top of my box, I'm just going to cut them completely off. Okay, like that. So then when I go to put this together, these little tabs are going to get folded in, and my box will go like that. Now the thing you want to be careful about is, see how my sides are kind of pulled in? You want to make sure these sides are a nice 90-degree when you put this together. So I'm going to put my adhesive on both of these here, because that goes a little bit higher. And I'm going to use our fast fuse tape. Whew. So what happens there, I told you I'd teach you what not to do. If you don't feel the tape, just give a little bit of a roll till you feel it, and then you're just going to go straight down and off to the side. And over here, straight down and off to the side. So this will come in. And again, make sure those sides are nice. Give a little bit of a squeeze there, and a little bit of a squeeze there. And then you have your box that you can do a belly band, or you could put a little piece of Velcro there, and this will hold your standard cards. Now this is a box that I made a while back. I did it where it opens on the top, and I made a belly band here. What a belly band is, it just kind of wraps around, and that's what keeps my box closed. And then when I open it up, I have all kinds of beautiful cards that I can send a dear friend. And that's pretty much it. So what's nice is if you have 3x3 inch cards, you can make a box to fit. If you have the standard 5 1/4, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, that will work too. Just remember the simple rule of thumb. Whatever this paper size is, you're going to add 1 1/4 inches to it. Whatever your score line is, you're going to add 1/8 inch to that. And then wherever you do that first score line, you're going to move over 1 inch and do it again to give you 2 different score lines on that box. So that will give you your sides. So if you don't have one of these yet, I highly recommend you get one. They're a great little tool that we have. Again, it's the envelope punch board, and you can order it at my online store, Creating with Colleen, typepad.com. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you watching my video.